When you hear the phrase chicken soup for the soul, you probably picture like a really cozy, comforting collection of stories.
Right, something soft.
Yeah, exactly. Something soft. Something you'd read on a rainy afternoon when you just need a little emotional pick-me-up.
Oh, for sure.
But the co-creator of that massive cultural phenomenon, Jack Canfield, he actually operates in a completely different reality.
Very different.
Yeah. Behind all those heartwarming stories is, well, he's a veteran of a pretty ruthless, hard-nosed industry, the world of high-stakes personal development and success coaching.
This is not cozy at all.
Not at all. So we are taking a deep dive today into a towering stack of source material. It's a comprehensive professional analysis of Canfield's definitive playbook, which is called the Success Principles, how to get from where you are to where you want to be.
And I mean, it is a massive playbook. The original text outlines 64 specific principles.
64? That's a lot.
It's a ton. It covers every conceivable domain of life,
Yeah.
Finances, leadership, relationships, health. But the foundational premise across all of those domains is actually incredibly blunt. And it's that success is never just an accident of birth. It isn't about raw, innate talent, and it certainly isn't about waiting for a lucky break. It is entirely intentional.
Like a highly engineered outcome.
Precisely. It's driven by taking absolute responsibility and maintaining really relentless behavioral habits.
Right. But let's be honest with each other right out of the gate here. If you are listening to this deep dive, you are already a learner.
Yeah, you're the target audience.
Exactly. You've probably read Atomic Habits. You know you're supposed to set goals. You know you're supposed to work hard.
You've heard it all before.
Right. And you definitely do not have the time to memorize 64 different rules for existing. I mean, who does?
Nobody.
So our mission today is different. We aren't just going to read you a table of contents.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, we are going to extract the really critical, actionable nuggets from Canfield's work. We want to understand exactly why and how his massive framework actually produces results.
Right, so you can just strip away the fluff.
Yes, so you can strip away the fluff and apply the core architecture to your own life immediately, whether you're a student, an entrepreneur, or, leading a team.
And that is the perfect approach, because consuming knowledge passively is exactly what Canfield argues against.
He hates that.
He really does. You cannot achieve any level of exceptional success if you are just, waiting for circumstances to align perfectly.
Which they never do.
Exactly. The entire framework rests on this one deeply uncomfortable psychological shift.
Uncomfortable is the word for it.
Yeah, because you have to move your locus of control from the outside world directly to your own internal choices.
Okay, let's unpack this, because taking 100% responsibility, which is principle one, it's kind of like being handed the keys to a car you didn't buy, right?
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, you're sitting on a road you didn't even choose, but guess what? You still have to drive it.
You're in the driver's seat.
Exactly. You have to stop being reactive to your circumstances and start being proactive with your choices.
And what's fascinating here is how Canfield pairs that with principle 2, which is defining a clear vision.
Right, because driving aimlessly doesn't help either.
Exactly. He absolutely insists on writing down specific, measurable goals. And the reason why is that clarity creates direction.
It gives you a destination.
Right. So a proactive mindset, which is principle 1, combined with those written goals from principle 2, it drastically increases the likelihood of staying focused.
And I think that's such a crucial reminder for you listening right now. Your daily choices influence your future far more than your current circumstances do.
Oh, 100%. Canfield uses this equation, E plus R equals O, event plus response equals outcome.
E plus R equals O.
Right. The event is the economy or the weather or a bad boss.
Right.
You don't control the event, but your response is the only thing that dictates the outcome.
And that shifts it from being like a guilt trip into being a point of leverage. It's your only weapon. So having the wheel and having a GPS destination, that's great. But a car doesn't move without an engine.
Right, you need fuel.
Exactly. So what actually propels a person forward in this framework? The source material says it's action, backed by belief, and the grit to handle the bumps in the road.
Which covers principle 3, believing in yourself, principle 4, taking consistent action, and principle 8, never giving up.
But here's where it gets really interesting, and I want to push back on this a little bit.
Okay, let's hear it.
Because Canfield says to embrace failure as a learning opportunity, right? The whole failure is feedback mantra.
Right, a classic personal development trope.
Exactly. But let's be real for a second. Constantly reframing agonizing failure, as just feedback sounds exhausting.
It can definitely feel that way.
I mean, if you get rejected by 15 investors or you fail a massive exam, how do these small, consistent daily steps actually prevent us from just getting completely demoralized by all those failures?
It's a really valid question. And the source material synthesizes this pretty well. It explains that confidence is essentially your armor against that exhaustion.
Armor? How so?
So by replacing limiting beliefs and that toxic negative self-talk with empowering beliefs, which is principle 3, you are basically fueling your ability to take those small daily steps.
Oh, I see. So the belief protects the action.
Exactly. Canfield uses tons of examples in the book. Business leaders, famous athletes, everyday people who face just massive, crushing rejection.
Right.
And the secret they all share is that progress isn't waiting for the perfect moment. They don't wait to feel motivated.
Because motivation fades.
It absolutely fades. Progress is built through consistent effort. And that's why persistence, which is principle 8, is honestly the strongest predictor of success.
So you're basically desensitizing yourself to the sting of the failure.
Yeah, failure becomes a data point instead of a judgment on your character.
Wow, okay. That makes a lot of sense. So we've got the foundation and we've got the engine. But individual effort and individual resilience, they're only going to get you so far.
Right. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
There is a hard ceiling on what one person can do.
Right. To truly accelerate and reach those big goals, you have to look outside yourself. You have to utilize external resources.
Which brings us to the multipliers in Canfield's framework.
Which are knowledge, people, and time, or as the book categorizes them. Principle 5, learn continuously. Principle 6, build strong relationships. And Principle 7, manage time effectively.
Exactly.
So you're essentially building a pit crew for your life.
A pit crew. That's a great way to put it.
Yeah, because you can't win the race if you insist on being the driver, the mechanic, and the navigator all at the same time. You'd crash.
You'd completely burn out.
Yeah.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture, success is rarely a solo endeavor.
Almost never.
Right. Continuous learning, like reading, going to seminars, finding mentors, it helps you adapt.
Upgrading your own software.
Yeah. While building strong relationships, teamwork, networking, finding supportive people, that creates actual tangible opportunities.
But doing all of that, learning and networking on top of the daily grind, that takes a ton of time.
Which is why Principle 7 is so critical. Time is our most valuable resource.
It's the one thing you can't buy more of.
Exactly. Prioritizing meaningful tasks over distractions is the only way you can actually juggle the learning and the relationship building.
Right. It's the difference between being busy and being productive.
Which is a huge trap for a lot of people.
Oh, huge trap. Okay, so we've laid out this massive architecture, the foundation, the engine, the multipliers.
It's a lot.
It is, and it sounds completely foolproof in theory, but we have to do a reality check here. How does this book actually hold up for a modern reader who wants real-world application?
Because theory is easy, but practice is hard.
Exactly, and the source material actually points out some valid critiques. The book has 64 principles, which reviewers note can feel super lengthy and honestly pretty repetitive.
It's definitely a dense read.
Yeah, and plus, a lot of these concepts are pretty familiar to anyone who has dipped their toes into self-improvement before.
They aren't entirely unique to Canfield.
Right. So why is this book still so highly praised by everyone from college students to veteran entrepreneurs? Why does it have such staying power?
This raises an important question about the difference between consuming knowledge and applying it.
Okay, say more about that.
The book's greatest strength is actually its action-oriented framework. It is incredibly hostile to passive consumption.
Hostile to passive consumption. I like that.
Yeah, it doesn't just offer you warm, fuzzy motivation. It includes really practical exercises and tough questions for each and every principle.
So it's almost like a workbook.
It basically is a workbook. It forces the reader to stop reading and actually apply the lessons immediately.
So it forces friction.
Exactly. That transition from theory to practice, from knowing what to do to actually doing it, that is why it remains an absolute staple for personal growth. It pulls you through that bottleneck.
Which brings it all back home. Success is not a single lucky event.
No, it's not.
It is a series of intentional daily choices and habits that compound over time to create lasting results.
Small steps, taken consistently.
Right. So for you listening to us right now, I want to challenge you. Look at your own goals.
Right now.
Yeah, whether you're studying for a big test or building a startup or just trying to advance your career, identify one area, just one, where you can stop blaming your circumstances and take 100% responsibility today.
Because you have the keys. You just have to drive.
Exactly. Pick up the keys. But before we wrap up, I know you have a final thought for us that kind of flips some of this on its head.
I do. And it builds on Canfield's framework, but it's something to really ponder.
Lay it on us.
So if success requires us to take small, consistent actions every day, and our choices dictate our future.
Which is the whole premise, yeah.
Right. What happens when we intentionally, strategically choose to do absolutely nothing?
Oh, wow. Nothing at all.
Nothing. In a framework built entirely on relentless action and continuous learning, could strategic, deliberate rest actually be the hidden 65th success principle we need to avoid burning out our engines?
That is such a profound way to look at it. Deliberate rest as a high-performance tool, not just, a failure to execute.
Exactly. Scheduled maintenance for your engine.
I absolutely love that. Scheduled maintenance. Well, a massive thank you for joining us on this deep dive today. We really hope you walk away not just with a clearer understanding of the mechanics behind success, but with the tools to actively engineer your own.
And maybe schedule a nap, too.
Seriously, go take a nap. Keep questioning the consensus, keep learning the underlying systems, and above all, keep moving forward on your own terms. Catch you next time.